I think the next question is for me. I
Yes.
I passed IELTS, which is the English as a second language test that people who are applying to immigrate to Canada will usually do these tests, and that's part of what they submitted that made Canada to invite them in to immigrate to Canada. And then also when they come in, they also do this English benchmark tests, which basically place them at the kind of competence level or fluency in English, which is usually some requirements to apply to some jobs. So this question has to do with the fact that if I've done all of this, I've been assessed, that I'm great, in English and all of that. I spoke English from my home country. So why do I still need to, go for communication training, after all these efforts and after all these assessment that shows that I'm good in English. So that is a question. So I'm gonna answer that question to the best of my knowledge. What I have observed is this: that though we spoke English in our home countries, one of the things that will shock you when you get here in Canada is that you will realize that you will say things and people are practically saying, I can't understand you. Or some people will just, get along, by just shaking their head. And, the reality is that they couldn't hear what you were saying. So English, we learn it in our own culture. The way we pronounce it is different from the way they pronounce things here. Now we're now in Canada. We were in wherever we were coming from. If you spoke English from your home countries in Nigeria or in India, you probably spoke English in your own culture. So other guys that are familiar with your culture could hear what you're saying. But this is Canada. They have their ways they pronounce things. There's some other social cultural undertone to all these things why they couldn't hear what we're saying. But bottom line is this: regardless of if you are excellent in your English language study, in your academics and all of that, the challenge still remains that you need to be able to speak clearly. And if you are going to speak clearly here in Canada, well, then you better be able to use maybe your accent so that they can hear you. It's not like you're gonna eliminate your accent. You can't do that anyways. It's just that, well, you speak in a way that, well, they can hear you even over your accent. These are some of the reasons why you still have to enroll or to go for this type of communication training. It helps you in your speaking. It helps you in presentation. It helps you even in writing sometimes because we also have some challenges in those areas. So that's the best I could, from my own experience, that's the best I could do. But I think I'll leave that to Gloria to also provide from our own experience.
Yes. All of these tests are tests. They are not conversational English. Conversational English is different than academic English. And so you may pass these tests, but do you know how to maybe ask a question to get the results that you want? Or do you know which choice of words you should use to make or to sound more persuasive? So these tests are good, as Abby said, to give you a benchmark as for competence in speaking or writing English, but they are not enough for you to be able to effectively communicate and get the results that you always want. And and of course, in every interaction that we have, we need communication. So that means that every time we speak, we always have to be adjusting our communication to suit the person, to suit the occasion, to suit the requirements of the actual mode of communication. So there's a lot that goes into communication that you really can't, spoken communication, that you really can't get from these tests.